Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, today we're talking about, can you retire before you're fully eligible to retire? And what are the ramifications? What decisions do you have to make? And what things are you giving up by doing so? Now, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Dallin Hawes. I'm a financial planner who serves federal employees just like you every day, and I absolutely love it. Now, today's video is actually based on a question I received from one of you, so thank you for submitting that. If any of you have questions about your situation, there's a link below to submit that, so feel free to do so. We can't cover all the questions, but we try to cover the ones that seem to be the most useful for a lot of people. So I'm going to read the question and then talk through all the things they need to think about. They say, at age 58, I'll have over 26 years of civilian service. I want to retire with an MRA plus 10 retirement, and I believe I only need to postpone until age 60. If I did an immediate retirement, would my pension be reduced by 10%, a 10% penalty for life? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on in that question. Let me break it down for you. We know as a federal employee, you have to hit a combination of an age requirement and a years of service requirement to be eligible to retire with a full-blown retirement. So for traditional FERS employees, for you special provisions, the rules are different, but for you traditional FERS, at your MRA, your minimum retirement age, which for most of you is between 56 and 57, once you've hit that age, you need 30 years of service to retire with a full-blown retirement. So if you have 30 years, you've hit your MRA, boom, you're good to go. You get no reductions. You don't have to wait at all. Boom, you get it right away, okay? But if you don't quite have 30 years, then to get a full-blown retirement without any reductions, you've got to wait till 60. At age 60, the requirement for years of service goes down to 20 years. So at age 60, if you have 20 years, boom, you're good to go. You can retire, have a full-blown retirement, no problem at all. At age 62, the years of service requirement goes down again significantly, this time till 5 years of service. So at age 62, if you have 5+ years of service, boom, you're eligible to retire, no problem at all. But what if you're caught in between? Well, in this question, they're age 58, right? They've hit their MRA. They're older than 57, so they've hit their MRA, but they only have 26 years of service. So we know at age 60, 20+ years of service is fine, but at their MRA between 57 and age 60, you need at least 30 years of service to be able to retire right away without any penalties, okay? And let me talk you through how those penalties work. Basically, and they mentioned in the question, is if you don't have the full-blown retirement, there is a type of retirement called MRA plus 10, where the requirements are, as the name suggests, you have to hit your MRA and have 10 years of service. And if you hit that, which in this situation, in this example, at age 58 with 26 years, yeah, they hit that. They hit their MRA, they've got at least 10 years, they're good to go. But what's the catch? The catch is for every year you retire before age 62, you get a 5% per year reduction to your pension. So if this person retired at age 58 with 26 years of service, they would get a 20% reduction to their pension. And how that works is, again, that's 4 years before age 62, 4 years, 4 multiplied by 5%, that's 5% per year reduction, right? So that's a 20% reduction to their pension they're gonna have for the rest of their life. The reduction does not go away at age 62, right? It goes for the rest of your life. So you can retire before you're fully eligible, no problem at all with an MRA plus 10 retirement. You just get a 5% per year reduction, okay? Now, the next question is there any way we can avoid this reduction? The answer is yes, you can. The way you can is called a postponed retirement. A postponed retirement is, as the name suggests, where you retire, but you don't get your pension right away. You don't get it right away, and when your pension does start, it's the full-blown pension. There's no reduction to it, okay? So here's how it works. If you have 20+ years of service, you got to postpone to age 60, okay? If you have less than 20 years, you got to postpone until 62 to not have any reductions to your pension. So in this example, they'd only have to delay until age 60. So basically, they would leave the government at 58, but they wouldn't get a pension until 60. Okay, if they would have had less than 20 years, they would have had to delay all the way till 62. Then once the pension actually starts, then there's no reduction to it. They get the full pension for the rest of their life. So you don't get the pension for a couple of years or a few years or 4 years, whatever, in In exchange, you don't get those reductions to your pension for the rest of your life. Now, here's another catch is during that gap when you're not drawing a pension, let's say between 58 and 60 or 58 and 62, whatever it ends up being for you, you cannot keep your health insurance or life insurance. You have to have a pension to have those things. And so you cannot be on FEHB, you cannot be on FEGLI during that time. But once your pension does start later, at that point, you certainly can jump back on FEHB. There just will be a gap, which if you're going out and working another job, maybe not a big deal at all, but keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, okay? So I know this is a long-winded answer to this question, but long story short, if you aren't eligible for a full-blown retirement, there's going to be some sort of catch. It's up to you to understand the catch, okay? And so that you know what benefits you're keeping and what you're giving up. And maybe it's worth whatever you're giving up. That's totally fine. But again, if you're not eligible for a full-blown retirement, there's probably going to be something that you are giving up, okay? So if anyone else has any questions on this or any other topic when it comes to federal retirement, there is a link below to submit that. If you want more information about an MRA plus 10 retirement and postponed retirement, I've got full articles and full videos that go over in depth how those work, because this was just kind of a glimpse into it. Certainly not a full guide, but definitely go check out on HawesFederalAdvisors.com. We've got tons of resources on all these topics to make sure you guys can make the best decisions for you. I hope that's helpful. Have an incredible rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time.